Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time in everyone's life when the weight of the world feels unbearable. We ask ourselves, why me? Why now? But the truth is, to grow, you must suffer. Just as the diamond is forged under immense pressure, your moments of pain are the very moments that refine you, that shape you into something far greater than you were before. Suffering as transformation is an age-old concept that embodies the idea that the trials we go through in life are not mere punishments or random acts of misfortune, but essential catalysts for profound growth and change. At first glance, suffering might seem like something to avoid, a dark cloud that brings only despair and pain. However, when looked at more closely, suffering plays a critical role in our personal evolution, much like a seed buried in the soil must undergo the pressure of darkness to eventually break through and sprout into new life. The transformation that suffering initiates is not immediate, nor is it easy. Often it feels as though suffering strips us down to our core, taking away all our certainties and comforts. This is where the real work of transformation begins. When everything external that once provided comfort is stripped away, we are forced to look inward. Suffering has a unique ability to break down the ego, the false sense of self that clings to superficial identities, achievements, and societal approval. In the throes of suffering, the ego cannot survive. It crumbles under the weight of pain and hardship, and this collapse creates the perfect space for the true self to emerge. One of the most profound aspects of suffering is that it can awaken us to deeper truths about ourselves and the world. When life is smooth and free of challenges, we tend to live on autopilot, going through the motions without deep reflection. It is suffering that forces us to confront the big questions: who am I? Why am I here? What is my purpose? These questions, uncomfortable as they may be, lead to a kind of awakening. Suffering disrupts our routine and throws us into a space where we must face parts of ourselves that we may have been avoiding. In this way, suffering becomes the great teacher, pushing us to learn and grow in ways we would not have chosen on our own. Suffering often precedes the birth of new desires. When we suffer, we become acutely aware of what we lack, what we desire, and what truly matters to us. For example, a person who has lost their job may feel immense pain and uncertainty in the immediate aftermath. However, that loss may ignite a new desire within them, a desire for greater fulfillment, for meaningful work, or for creative freedom. In this way, suffering serves as the soil from which new dreams and aspirations grow. Without the experience of loss or challenge, many of these desires would never come to light. The idea of suffering as a precursor to transformation can also be likened to the physical process of growth. Take, for instance, the strengthening of muscles. When we engage in physical exercise, we push our muscles to their limits, causing micro tears in the muscle fibers. It is during the recovery period, when the body heals these tiny tears, that the muscles grow stronger and more resilient. Without the initial strain and suffering the muscles endure, there would be no growth. The same principle applies to emotional and spiritual growth. We must experience discomfort, challenge, and strain for the soul to expand and reach new heights. This transformation, however, requires endurance and faith. During the darkest moments of suffering, it is easy to feel as though the pain will never end. But just as the darkest part of the night comes before the dawn, our greatest moments of growth often come on the other side of our deepest pain. Suffering teaches us patience, resilience, and the ability to trust in the process of life. It reminds us that transformation is not an instantaneous event, but a gradual process that requires time and perseverance. Suffering has the power to transform not just the individual, but the way the individual relates to others. When we suffer, we develop empathy. We come to understand the pain of others in a more intimate way because we, too, have walked through the fire. This deeper connection to the suffering of others fosters compassion and the desire to help and uplift those who are also struggling. In this sense, suffering can transform the individual into a more loving and compassionate being, someone who is more attuned to the interconnectedness of all human experience. Suffering as transformation is not about seeking pain for the sake of growth, but rather understanding that when suffering does occur, it holds within it the seeds of profound change. It is a call to look within, to let go of the ego, and to allow the true self to emerge. Through suffering, new desires are born, greater strength is built, and deeper connections with others are formed. It is through this process of enduring and transcending pain that we transform into the highest version of ourselves. Embracing pain instead of avoiding it is a principle that challenges our natural instinct for comfort and pleasure. Human nature often seeks out the path of least resistance, avoiding discomfort wherever possible. But the truth is, the avoidance of pain often leads to stagnation, while facing and embracing it head-on fosters growth and transformation. Pain, in its many forms, whether emotional, physical, or spiritual, is an essential part of life's process, shaping who we are and how we evolve. It serves as a signal that something within us or in our environment requires attention, change, or growth. When we experience pain, the first response is often to run from it. We may distract ourselves, numb the feeling, or deny its existence. But this avoidance only prolongs the inevitable. Pain, much like a persistent teacher, will continue to resurface until it is acknowledged and embraced. By avoiding pain, we are in essence avoiding life itself, as pain is an integral part of the human experience. It is in facing this discomfort that we begin to understand its purpose. Pain often points us toward areas of our life that need healing, change, or realignment. For example, emotional pain, such as heartbreak or loss, can show us where we've been dependent on others for our sense of self-worth. It may reveal our fears, insecurities, or unfulfilled desires. These moments, though excruciating, push us to confront the deepest parts of ourselves and give us the opportunity to heal wounds that may have been lingering beneath the surface. By embracing the pain rather than avoiding it, we allow ourselves to go through the necessary process of transformation. When we resist pain, we also resist the lessons it brings. Pain has the power to teach us about resilience, strength, and the impermanence of all things. In embracing pain, we learn to sit with discomfort, to endure it, and ultimately to transcend it. This does not mean that pain is enjoyable or that we should seek it out, but rather that we should accept it when it comes as part of our growth journey. Just as muscles need resistance to grow stronger, the soul needs challenges and difficulties to expand and evolve. By embracing pain, we cultivate a deeper relationship with ourselves. Pain often forces us to slow down and reflect, to go inward and explore parts of ourselves that we may have been neglecting. In doing so, we can come to understand our true desires, motivations, and fears. We learn what really matters to us, what we value, and what we are willing to fight for. Pain strips away the superficial layers of our existence and reveals the core of who we are. There is a profound liberation in learning to embrace pain. When we stop running from discomfort, we become less fearful of life's inevitable challenges. We develop the mindset that no matter what comes our way, we have the inner strength and resilience to endure it. This shift in perspective empowers us to take on greater risks and challenges, knowing that even if we fail or experience pain, we will emerge stronger and more capable. The avoidance of pain, on the other hand, keeps us trapped in a cycle of fear and limitation, preventing us from realizing our true potential. Embracing pain also allows us to experience life more fully. To live a life devoid of pain is to live a life devoid of passion, love, and meaning. The most profound experiences, whether they be love, creativity, or personal achievement, are often accompanied by moments of pain and struggle. It is through these experiences that we learn the true depths of joy, love, and fulfillment. Pain, in many ways, is a reminder that we are alive, that we are engaged in the process of living and growing. Embracing pain is an act of courage. It requires us to step into the unknown, to trust in the process of life, and to believe that on the other side of our suffering lies growth, healing, and transformation. When we embrace pain, we stop seeing it as an enemy and begin to recognize it as a necessary part of our journey. We learn to trust that every painful experience carries within it the seeds of something greater, a new beginning, a deeper understanding, or a profound transformation. Pain is not something to be feared or avoided, but rather embraced as part of life's natural process. By facing it, we gain insight, build resilience, and open ourselves to the transformative power it holds. Through embracing pain, we ultimately embrace the fullness of life itself with. Resistance is one of the most powerful catalysts for growth. It's a universal truth that nothing great ever comes without resistance. Whether we are talking about physical strength, emotional resilience, or personal development, it is the moments of greatest resistance that shape us into who we are meant to be. The very essence of growth lies in the friction we encounter as we move through life's challenges. Resistance, in whatever form it comes, is not an obstacle meant to be avoided, but a force designed to push us beyond our limits, to refine and expand us in ways we never thought possible. Think about how muscles grow stronger. When we lift weights, we are not simply going through the motions, we are putting stress and strain on our muscles, causing tiny tears in the muscle fibers. This resistance, the very act of pushing against a heavy load, triggers a biological response. The muscles, in their effort to repair themselves, grow back stronger and more resilient. This process of tearing down and building up is fundamental to physical growth. Without resistance, the muscles would remain weak and undeveloped, but by embracing that resistance, they gain strength. The same principle applies to personal and emotional growth. It is in moments of difficulty, when we are faced with challenges that seem insurmountable, that we are being stretched, torn, and rebuilt. When resistance shows up in life, whether through difficult circumstances, personal setbacks, or emotional struggles, it is easy to fall into the trap of believing that something is wrong. We may question why things aren't easy, why there is so much pain or frustration. But it is in these moments that the true work of growth begins. Resistance pushes us to confront our limitations, both real and imagined. It forces us to look inward and assess the beliefs, habits, and thought patterns that are holding us back. It is a call to break through the barriers we have set for ourselves, to go beyond the comfort of the known and venture into new, uncharted territory. One of the reasons resistance is so vital to growth is that it forces us to develop new skills and capabilities. When faced with resistance, we are often pushed to find creative solutions, to think outside the box, and to stretch ourselves in ways we wouldn't have if everything had been smooth and easy. In these moments, we discover resources within ourselves that we didn't know existed. We tap into strengths we never had to use before. And in doing so, we grow not just in terms of overcoming the specific challenge at hand, but in our overall capacity to handle adversity. Emotional resistance, too, plays a crucial role in growth. When we experience emotional pain, whether through loss, failure, or rejection, it is tempting to retreat and avoid the discomfort. But just as physical resistance builds strength, emotional resistance builds resilience. Each time we face a difficult emotion and choose to sit with it, process it, and ultimately move through it, we become stronger. We learn that we are capable of handling more than we thought we could. Over time, this builds a deep well of inner strength, a foundation of emotional fortitude that allows us to navigate the ups and downs of life with greater ease. Resistance also teaches us patience and perseverance. Growth is not something that happens overnight. It is a slow, often painstaking process that requires sustained effort and commitment. When we encounter resistance, it is a reminder that growth is not about quick fixes or shortcuts. It is about showing up day after day and doing the hard work, even when the results are not immediately visible. This teaches us the value of persistence, of pushing forward, even when the path ahead is unclear or filled with obstacles. It instills in us a sense of determination and grit, qualities that are essential for long-term success. The power of imagination is one of the most profound forces available to the human mind. It is through imagination that we can transcend our immediate circumstances, craft new realities, and create a vision for our lives that propels us toward growth and transformation. Imagination is not just a tool for fantasy or daydreaming, it is an essential component of personal development and self-creation. At its core, imagination allows us to envision possibilities that have not yet come to pass. It enables us to visualize our ideal future and to mentally rehearse our desires as if they were already fulfilled. When we engage the imagination in this way, we are not merely indulging in wishful thinking, we are activating a powerful creative force that has the ability to shape our experiences and our reality. The images we hold in our minds, whether of success, health, wealth, or happiness, serve as blueprints for what we can eventually manifest in our lives. Imagination has the remarkable ability to bypass the limitations of our current reality. Often we are confined by the constraints of our circumstances, whether they are financial, social, or emotional. But the beauty of imagination is that it is not bound by these limitations. Even if we are facing challenges or obstacles in the present, we can use the power of imagination to rise above them. By imagining ourselves in a different situation, one where we are thriving, where we have achieved our goals, or where we have overcome adversity, we are setting the stage for that future to come into being. This creative power is rooted in the belief that the mind is not just a passive receiver of experiences, but an active creator of them. In fact, many spiritual and psychological teachings emphasize that the external world is a reflection of the internal world. What we imagine, we eventually bring into existence, because our thoughts and feelings are the starting point of all creation. When we focus on what we desire with clarity and emotional intensity, we begin to align our actions, decisions, and even subconscious patterns toward making that vision a reality. Imagination also serves as a tool for enduring with faith is an essential principle when navigating through life's most challenging moments. Faith, in this context, isn't merely about religious belief, it's about trust, patience, and resilience in the face of adversity. To endure with faith means to hold on through difficulties, knowing that the trials we face are temporary and that a greater purpose or outcome is unfolding. This type of endurance requires a deep trust in the process, an understanding that even when circumstances seem unbearable or progress is invisible, the act of persevering itself becomes a transformative force. At the heart of enduring with faith is the ability to remain steadfast when the path ahead is uncertain. It is easy to have faith when everything is going smoothly, when success is within reach, or when life aligns perfectly with our desires. But true faith reveals itself during times of struggle, when nothing seems to go right and we are met with continuous resistance. It is in these moments that faith serves as an anchor, reminding us that growth and progress often occur beneath the surface, out of view, long before they manifest in tangible results. Just like a seed buried in the soil, there is an invisible process of transformation taking place even when there are no immediate signs of change. Endurance requires patience, and patience is not merely waiting idly for things to improve. Instead, it is an active state of trust, a willingness to keep moving forward despite external conditions. Faith gives us the strength to continue on, to put one foot in front of the other, even when the destination seems distant or unclear. It teaches us that every step we take, no matter how small, contributes to the larger journey. Even when we feel as though we are stagnating or moving backward, faith reminds us that progress is not always linear. Life often follows a winding path filled with setbacks and detours that are necessary for our ultimate growth. The concept of darkness before dawn speaks to a universal truth about human experience, that often the most challenging, painful, or uncertain moments precede significant breakthroughs. Just as night gives way to morning, so too do periods of struggle or hardship often act as precursors to personal transformation, growth, and enlightenment. The metaphor of darkness before dawn reminds us that even when we are engulfed by life's difficulties, there is always the potential for light to emerge, for new beginnings to arise, and for positive change to occur. In many ways, darkness serves as a powerful teacher. During the most difficult times, we are often forced to confront our fears, insecurities, and vulnerabilities. This confrontation is not easy. It can feel like being plunged into a void where hope seems distant and solutions elusive. However, it is in these dark moments that we are offered the opportunity to grow in ways we may not have chosen had everything been easy and comfortable. Darkness strips away the distractions of everyday life, forcing us to face our inner selves with honesty and courage. It pushes us to dig deep within ourselves to find the strength and wisdom that we didn't know we had. This period of darkness can feel like an endless struggle, where no matter how hard we try, things seem to get worse instead of better. It is in these moments that endurance and faith become essential. Faith, in particular, acts as the beacon that guides us through the darkest nights of the soul. It is the belief that no matter how difficult the current circumstances may be, there is a brighter future waiting just beyond the horizon. This faith is not blind optimism, but rather a grounded trust in the process of life, that everything we experience has a purpose, and that every challenge we face is leading us towards something greater. In the darkness, we also experience transformation. Much like a caterpillar entering a cocoon, we may feel as though we are being confined, restricted, or even broken down. But it is within this dark cocoon that the caterpillar undergoes a metamorphosis, emerging on the other side as a butterfly. Similarly, the darkness before dawn is often a time of inner transformation, where the old ways of being are dismantled to make way for something new. The breakdowns we experience are not the end, but rather the beginning of a new chapter in our lives. It is through this process of shedding the old that we are able to step into a more expansive, evolved version of ourselves. The idea of darkness before dawn also speaks to the importance of perspective. When we are in the midst of hardship, it can be difficult to see beyond the immediate pain or discomfort. Everything can feel overwhelming and the future may seem uncertain. However, with time and distance, we often look back on these dark periods and realize that they were necessary for our growth. They were the crucible through which we were forged into stronger, wiser, and more resilient individuals. Without the darkness, we might never fully appreciate the suffering is an integral part of the human experience, often seen as a burden to be avoided. However, one of its most transformative roles is its ability to break down the ego, the false sense of self that we construct around our identities, achievements, and societal roles. The ego thrives on the illusion of control, security, and invulnerability. It feeds on external validation, material success, and the approval of others. In many ways, it acts as a protective shell, keeping us from experiencing the rawness of life and the depth of our emotions. Yet, when we encounter suffering, this carefully constructed facade, leading to a profound opportunity for growth and transformation. When we face suffering, whether through loss, failure, heartbreak, or disappointment, the ego is put to the test. The very foundations upon which it rests begin to crumble, and in those moments of deep pain, we are forced to confront our vulnerabilities and insecurities. This confrontation can feel like a crisis as we grapple with feelings of inadequacy, shame, and fear. The ego, which so often seeks to project an image of strength and control, finds itself exposed. In suffering, the masks we wear can no longer hold, they begin to slip away, revealing our authentic selves. It is here that we have the opportunity to experience a profound transformation. The process of suffering can serve as a catalyst for self-discovery. As the ego breaks down, we are invited to explore who we are beyond our accomplishments, our roles, and the perceptions of others. This exploration often leads to a deeper understanding of our true essence, one that is not tied to external circumstances but is rooted in our inherent worthiness as human beings. When the ego is stripped away, we find that our identity is not solely defined by what we do or how we are perceived by others. Instead, we begin to recognize our intrinsic value and the importance of self-compassion and acceptance. The dismantling of the ego through suffering fosters greater empathy and connection with others. When we experience our own pain, we become more attuned to the struggles of those around us. The walls that the ego builds often create separation, leading to isolation and a sense of superiority or inferiority. However, suffering has a way of leveling the playing field, reminding us that we are all human and we all experience pain. This shared experience can deepen our relationships and allow us to connect with others on a more profound level. In this way, suffering becomes a bridge that fosters compassion and understanding. As we endure suffering, we often find ourselves questioning the narratives we have created about our lives. The ego thrives on certainty and control, but suffering introduces ambiguity and unpredictability. This disruption can be unsettling, but it also provides fertile ground for growth. We begin to examine the beliefs and assumptions that have guided our lives, and we may find that some of these beliefs no longer serve us. As the ego breaks down, we become more open to new perspectives and possibilities. This openness is essential for personal evolution, as it allows us to let go of limiting beliefs and embrace a more expansive view of ourselves and the world. Suffering teaches us the importance of surrender. The ego often fights against the reality of our circumstances, clinging to the illusion of control. Yet, in the face of suffering, we may find that surrendering to the experience, acknowledging our pain, our fear, and our uncertainty can be a liberating act. It is in this surrender that we discover resilience and strength we didn't know we possessed. We learn that we can endure hardship, that we can rise again after falling, and that our true selves are not diminished by suffering but rather illuminated through it. The breaking of the ego through suffering is a necessary process for authentic growth and self-realization. While it can be painful and disorienting, it ultimately leads us to a more profound understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. As we navigate the complexities of life, we are reminded that suffering, though uncomfortable, has the power to transform us in ways that we may not fully understand at the moment. Through the breaking of the ego, we are offered the gift of rebirth, emerging from the ashes with a deeper sense of purpose, connection, and authenticity. A mindset shift is a profound and transformative process that can radically alter the way we perceive and engage with the world around us. It involves changing our beliefs, attitudes, and thought patterns, allowing us to approach challenges and opportunities from a new perspective. At its core, A mindset shift is about recognizing that our thoughts and beliefs shape our experiences and that by changing these internal narratives, we can change our reality. This transformation often begins with an awareness of the limitations imposed by our current mindset, revealing the powerful potential that lies in adopting a more open, growth-oriented approach to life. Many of us carry deeply ingrained beliefs about ourselves and the world, often formed from past experiences, societal conditioning, and the messages we receive from others. These beliefs can create a lens through which we interpret our experiences, often leading to self-imposed limitations. For example, if we believe that we are not capable of achieving a certain goal, that belief can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. We may unconsciously sabotage our efforts or shy away from opportunities that could lead to growth. A mindset shift requires us to challenge these limiting beliefs, to question their validity, and to open ourselves up to the possibility that we are capable of more than we have previously allowed ourselves to believe. One powerful aspect of a mindset shift is the transition from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. A fixed mindset is characterized by the belief that our abilities and intelligence are static traits, while a growth mindset embraces the idea that we can develop and improve through effort, learning, and perseverance. When we adopt a growth mindset, we become more resilient in the face of setbacks and failures. We see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth and learning. This shift allows us to approach life with a sense of curiosity and experimentation, fostering a willingness to step outside of our comfort zones and take risks. Embracing a growth mindset also encourages us to view feedback as a valuable tool for improvement, rather than a reflection of our worth. In a fixed mindset, criticism can feel like a personal attack, leading to defensiveness and stagnation. However, when we shift our perspective, we begin to see feedback as a gift and opportunity to gain insights, refine our skills, and become better versions of ourselves. This change in attitude fosters a culture of continuous learning, enabling us to adapt and evolve in an ever-changing world. A mindset shift can significantly impact our emotional well-being. Our thoughts influence our feelings, and negative or limiting beliefs can lead to anxiety, self-doubt, and fear. By shifting our mindset to one that embraces possibility, optimism, and resilience, we can cultivate a more positive emotional landscape. This doesn't mean ignoring or suppressing negative emotions. Rather, it involves acknowledging them and understanding that they do not define us. We learn to navigate through difficult emotions with grace and to view them as part of the human experience rather than as insurmountable barriers. The process of achieving a mindset shift is not always easy. It requires conscious effort and commitment. It often begins with self-reflection, taking the time to examine our beliefs and thought patterns, identifying those that may be holding us back. Journaling, meditation, and engaging in discussions with trusted friends or mentors can be powerful tools in this process. By articulating our thoughts and feelings, we create space for new insights and understandings to emerge. As we cultivate awareness, we can begin to replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Affirmations, visualization, and positive self-talk can help reinforce this new mindset. By consistently reminding ourselves of our capabilities and the potential for growth, we gradually rewire our thinking patterns, making it easier to embrace challenges and setbacks with confidence and resilience. Surrounding ourselves with positive influences, whether through uplifting relationships, inspiring literature, or motivating media, can further support our mindset shift. The energy and attitudes of those around us can significantly impact our beliefs and behaviors. When we immerse ourselves in environments that foster growth and positivity, we reinforce our commitment to changing our mindset and embracing the possibilities that life has to offer. A mindset shift is about empowerment. It's about recognizing that we have the ability to shape our reality through the thoughts we choose to entertain and the beliefs we choose to adopt. By embracing a mindset of growth, resilience, and possibility, we open ourselves up to a life filled with opportunities, learning, and transformation. This journey is not merely about changing how we think. It is about fundamentally altering the trajectory of our lives, allowing us to step into our fullest potential and embrace the beauty and complexity of the human experience. Act as if you've already grown is a powerful concept that underscores the transformative potential of embodying our future selves in the present moment. This idea suggests that by adopting the behaviors, attitudes, and mindsets of the person we aspire to become, we can bridge the gap between our current state and our desired reality. It is not merely about superficial changes or pretending, rather, it is about aligning our actions with our aspirations and living out the identity we wish to embody. The practice of acting as if we have already grown involves engaging in a profound level of self-awareness. It requires us to visualize the person we wish to become and to understand the qualities and characteristics that define that version of ourselves. This includes recognizing the values, goals, and skills that align with our aspirations. By clearly defining this future self, we create a roadmap that guides our actions and decisions. For instance, if we aspire to be a successful entrepreneur, we must identify the traits that embody that identity, such as confidence, resilience, and a willingness to take calculated risks. Once we have established a vision of our future selves, we can begin to integrate these qualities into our daily lives. This may involve changing our thought patterns, refining our self-talk, and cultivating habits that align with our desired identity. By acting as if we have already grown, we start to reinforce the belief that we are capable of achieving our goals. This practice empowers us to step out of our comfort zones and to take actions that align with our aspirations, even if they initially feel uncomfortable or foreign. When we embody the mindset of our future selves, we often find that we attract opportunities and experiences that align with our new identity. This is rooted in the idea that our beliefs shape our perceptions and experiences. By acting as if we've already grown, we shift our energy and frequency, allowing us to resonate with the opportunities that are in alignment with our aspirations. For instance, if we approach life with the confidence of someone who has already achieved their goals, we may find ourselves seizing opportunities that we might have previously overlooked due to self-doubt or fear. Acting as if we've already grown has a significant impact on our emotional and mental well-being. When we embody our future selves, we begin to cultivate a sense of self-efficacy and agency. This not only boosts our confidence, but also fosters a more positive outlook on life. We learn to celebrate small victories and progress along the way, reinforcing our belief in our capabilities. This mindset shift can create a powerful feedback loop. As we take steps towards our aspirations and see progress, our confidence grows, encouraging us to continue acting in alignment with our goals. This practice also requires a willingness to embrace discomfort and uncertainty. Acting as if we have already grown often involves stepping into situations where we may feel out of our depth. However, it is precisely in these moments that we can learn and grow the most. When we confront challenges with the mindset of our future selves, we approach them with curiosity and resilience rather than fear and hesitation. Each experience becomes a valuable lesson, a stepping stone toward our ultimate aspirations. In addition to personal growth, this practice can also transform our relationships and interactions with others. When we embody the qualities of our future selves, we naturally attract like-minded individuals who resonate with our energy and aspirations. This can lead to meaningful connections and collaborations that propel us further along our journey. Moreover, our newfound confidence and authenticity can inspire others to pursue their own growth and transformation. It is essential to remember that acting as if you've already grown is not about bypassing the necessary work or avoiding the challenges that come with growth. It is a call to actively participate in our development while maintaining a clear vision of who we are becoming. This practice encourages us to embrace both the journey and the destination, recognizing that growth is a continuous process rather than a fixed endpoint. To cultivate this mindset, we can incorporate various tools and techniques into our daily lives. Visualization exercises, affirmations, and journaling can help reinforce our vision of our future selves. Surrounding ourselves with supportive communities and mentors who uplift and inspire us can also create an environment conducive to growth. Acting as if you've already grown is a transformative practice that empowers us to step into our fullest potential. By embodying the qualities of our future selves, we align our actions with our aspirations, attracting opportunities and experiences that resonate with our true identity. This process encourages us to embrace discomfort, celebrate our progress, and cultivate a mindset of resilience and possibility. As we journey along this path, we not only transform ourselves but also inspire others to embrace their own growth, creating a ripple effect of positive change in the world around us. The journey of personal growth is an intricate tapestry woven with threads of suffering, transformation, mindset shifts, and the courageous act of embodying our future selves. Each element plays a crucial role in shaping who we are and who we aspire to become. Suffering, often viewed as a burden, serves as a powerful catalyst for breaking down the ego and fostering deep self-discovery. It teaches us resilience, empathy, and the importance of surrendering to the flow of life. A mindset shift opens the door to limitless possibilities, allowing us to break free from the constraints of limiting beliefs. By embracing a growth mindset, we transform challenges into opportunities, fostering a culture of continuous learning and personal evolution. The practice of acting as if we've already grown further empowers us to step into our aspirations, aligning our thoughts and actions with the identities we wish to embody. As we navigate this complex journey, let us remember that growth is not a destination but a lifelong process rich with lessons and experiences that shape us into our best selves. By embracing suffering as a transformative force, cultivating a growth-oriented mindset, and embodying the qualities of our future selves, we can unlock our fullest potential and inspire those around us to embark on their own journeys of transformation. Together, we can create a world that celebrates growth, resilience, and the boundless power of the human spirit. Let us move forward with courage, compassion, and an unwavering belief in our ability to grow and thrive.